I think that the space business, the lift business, really supporting that satellite constellation Starlink, which is all about communications between the Earth's surface and low Earth orbit. I think that's interesting, but it's not, I think, a huge value proposition, right? You'll be competing with terrestrial providers that I think can do much better in populated centers. So I think the big sort of opportunity here would be if data centers are going to work in space, and AI is a big thing in the world, you're going to be able to, from the surface of the Earth, shoot your data requests into space, and data centers in space will work out all those things you need to know via AI and get it back to you. I think you're betting on that in the long run if you're buying into this into the SpaceX IPO.
George, we talk about how your title is Aerospace, Defense, and Airlines Analyst. What kind of company is SpaceX now? What is the comparable company? What group should it be considered a peer to?
Yeah, so I mean, when we built our valuation and thought about what was potentially plausible given current markets, we really had to do a sum of the parts, right? So I went out and looked at the rocket business against those peers like Rocket Lab. My colleagues John Butler went out and looked at Starlink based on some peers as well. And then Mandeep Singh did it based on AI. The biggest value that actually came out of came out of the rocket business, which is a little bit surprising to me, but I still think sort of the long-term play here is the data center in space and AI. So, but we had to combine, again, analysis in all those industries to really come up with what we thought maybe a plausible valuation, albeit extremely lofty valuation would be.
Is there an expectation, George, that Elon may look to just kind of consolidate all of his holdings within SpaceX, i.e. roll up Tesla into SpaceX? Is that something that when you talk to investors that they think is possible, likely?
I hear noise like that. I mean, look, I think, when I look at the current SpaceX, I see the reason to put these three companies together. Again, sort of the launch business gets your satellite constellations up in the air. He's got the largest satellite constellation. Starlink by far is the largest of any satellite constellation in low Earth orbit. So the launch business gets those satellites up there. It serves Starlink. And then again, as AI comes in, if you're going to put the data centers in space, you've got to drive down the cost of getting things into orbit. And again, your launch business matters, and you obviously need communications to get to it. So I see how all three of those fit together. I don't see how Tesla fits inside that mold. Now look, I think all three of these are together because AI needs a fair amount of financing right now. We're seeing that all around the marketplace, right? AI companies are looking to raise funds to build data centers, build out their models, make sure they're super competitive. So look, I think Elon could do, you could see him do things for financing reasons that may not make sense from a company level reason.
Okay.
Again, right now I see the reason these three are together because they seem to be supporting each other.
So George, when SpaceX is a publicly traded company listed on the NASDAQ under the ticker SPCX, and it needs more money to fund its AI build out, how's it going to get that money? Is it going to sell more stock? Is it going to go to the debt market? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, right now they're not selling all the stock. They're not listing sort of the full value of this company on the exchanges. So my sense is they probably could sell more stock to raise money, and then I think it just it opens up the ability to go into public markets and take public debt and sort of I guess maybe get out of the venture capital world a little bit, but. Look, I mean, I guess we'll see. It still seems like a really hard. It's not a company that you're going to bank, right? The major banks of the world aren't going to show up and say, "We'd like to finance you." The metrics just aren't there for that. Some very speculative, bond investors could potentially get involved. It still feels like largely an equity fundraising kind of story to me.